Hey guys, your host Cody here. Just want to give you a quick heads up. This episode contains mild spoilers for Terminator franchise. Thanks.
I am an evil monster. I will destroy you.
Hello and welcome to Robots Don't Age, the official Redlands Productions podcast. And today I have here with me my friends CJ and Saha. How you guys doing?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling phenomenal.
I am also feeling phenomenal, my good sir.
And today we came here to talk about something really special and near and dear to my heart. But before we get to that, you guys plan anything new? Watching any good shows? Anything you want to talk about particularly interesting?
Recently I watched The Book of Life. It's an animated movie. So it's like, I've been in my animated phase lately.
Yeah.
It's like, in like Kubo and the Two Strings. I watched that. And Book of Life.
Is there any reason why you've been watching a lot of animation?
I pick a genre a week and I just keep switching them up. And then and I realized I looked at an article and it was just like top movies where the protagonist had a guitar. In both of those movies, the protagonist has like a guitar. Their main focus is with a guitar.
So you went out of your way to look for movies with guitars?
Nah, I don't know why. I'm like one of them random people that's like when I'm on Google or like if I'm looking at if I see an article, I will click on the article and read it, and then I am an algorithms like whore. I'm like the worst person for an algorithm. Like
I love that term.
Algorithms are at least half of my watch time on YouTube.
Man.
Oh, I do want to see that. Let me see that.
And I realized, like, when that scene that they did, Kubo and the Two Strings, they did the whole movie with stop motion. It's an animated movie, but
Yeah, I've heard great things about it.
But it's stop motion.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, this ain't stop motion. This looks like they digitally animated everything. If that movie is stop motion, I'm trash at whatever I'm.
Don't say that. You're not trash, man. It is stop motion, but you're not trash.
It's 60 FPS stop motion. I don't know if that's true. I was just joking.
It's really intricate, really well done.
Yeah, but they said stop motion, but it's like water in it. It's the first scene starts off with water.
That's production value. That is not affordable.
But hey, this is a good movie though. It's definitely good. Sad, but good.
Nice. Anything else?
Healthy tip: don't watch Moana and Coco back to back.
Is it like why?
Man, I was emotional.
Okay, I was wondering that was it.
I was emotional.
I don't think
movies are beautiful.
I don't think I've seen Coco. I've seen Moana. Is Coco sad?
Coco it's sad, but you get invested early. You find yourself invested in the movie early.
So that's like a sad movie that I got invested in early. Brother Bear. I think that's what it was called. You ever seen that one?
I have.
That one tore me apart because I was close to my brothers growing up. So I need to check that one out.
Yeah, don't watch Armored then.
Just don't do a double feature. Apparently, it will fucking wreck you.
Man, you will be emotionally distraught watching movies back to back.
Sometimes a man has to test his mettle and see where he is.
I have been told I'm going to watch Moana, and it's not really my choice, so that'll be fun. It's going to happen one way or the other.
I like Moana.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard good things. It's just I don't go out of my way to watch, animated movies particularly.
Animated movies, I've just been watching a lot of South Park again. I've seen every episode already, but it's just that good.
I mean, South Park's one of those brilliant shows that you just keep gaining more on the rewatch. Especially, like, as you get older, you get messages and jokes that you wouldn't have picked up on otherwise, at least for me.
Well, yeah, there's that, but there's also, I'm just a huge fan of those two guys. That's mostly it for me. I don't want to say that much. There are things I don't find funny they do, but I find a good, at least 60% to 75% what they do are hits for me. Oh yeah, what I appreciate about them with that show is that they kept, at the beginning, they did start off with cardboard cutouts like in the intro, and then, modernly, what they did was they photo scanned all of those through animating software, and so a lot of those are still the same, technically the same cutout from, but as far as I go, that's all I've been watching. South Park, as far as dedicated, otherwise it's following the algorithm. As Saha pointed out, yeah.
You've both seen that 30-minute documentary about South Park, right? And their turnaround, the 6-day.
Oh, yeah.
have not.
Okay, so they have a 30-minute documentary out somewhere. I'm sure it's on YouTube, but it's like their whole process to make an episode is done in 6 days. All the way from conception to writing to the actual animation. I mean, this was, older, obviously, but it's fascinating, man. You'd really love it.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, alright.
The one I saw had Bill Hader in it, if you're a Bill Hader fan.
Oh, yeah, Bill Hader is slowly creeping up in that pantheon of actors who can, like, do seriousness.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
And also be super comedic.
Have you seen Barry?
I've
yeah.
seen, like, first season.
You got to watch all of Barry, but he's definitely up there. He's a fantastic actor.
It is great. Yes.
It's like a top 5 for the guy. It's just like Jim Carrey, like Jason Bateman.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh,
Jason
yeah.
Bateman's another one, man. Ozark's fucking fantastic.
Adam Sandler can do it too.
I forget.
I mean, alright.
I forget where I've heard it, and I might be fucking the quote up. But it says that it was a comedian said something along the lines of, "We're broken, so that's why we tend to do so well with dark dramas and stuff, with dark moments, because all comedians are somewhat broken."
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Comedians are some of the most depressed people in the world, aren't they?
Even though I can't credit the guy who fucking said it because I can't remember it.
I don't know. It's a pretty known thing, though, with
It
comedians.
sounds like a Bryan Cranston type.
It could have been. Yeah, it might be Bryan Cranston.
But he's also in there. I still can't see past Malcolm in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great, though. The dad just really needed that money, man. His kids were hell.
I mean, I wanted that dad as a kid. I don't know about y'all. I might be a little sad, but I would have loved a dad like that.
Oh, that would have been great. He seemed so fun. He built a robot. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, he went crazy and was probably on some sort of amphetamines because he was up for days at a time, I think, but ended up building a robot. But, shit, other than what we're going to talk about, the only thing I've really been watching is Avatar: The Last Airbender. First time going through that. It's a great show. Never watched it before, either of you?
I've never watched it. I need, like, proper sit-down time. Because
Yeah.
somebody said if I don't sit down and properly watch it, then I'm going to be doing it.
I mean, it's a highly acclaimed show, man. I like it a lot, though. It's my first time going through it. And Scream, the TV show. You guys ever watch that?
I have not. I've watched, like, 3 clips.
You know, man, it's one of the most enjoyable shows that's just fine. It's good. It's not great. I really enjoy it, though. Like, I don't know what it is about it. I just enjoy watching the show, man. The first 2 seasons especially. I have not finished the third for reasons, but I really like the first 2. Okay. I'd have to highly recommend it, especially just the lore behind Brandon James and the other stuff. They really, like, dig into the Scream mythology because they get away from the ghost face look. It's just... I don't know, it's kind of a unique thing all on its own. It's just another, like, teen slasher that's very self-aware. But they do it in a way that's totally worth checking out. Plus, they have this guy in there that's basically just a new Jamie Kennedy who does a horror, like, crime podcast thing. And, I don't know, I'd recommend it. So for today's episode, we are going to be talking about, like I mentioned earlier, a robot that's near and dear to my heart, the T-800 from the original Terminator. Do you guys have any particular history or feelings with this movie or the robot?
Of the first movie, I've personally seen it. I'm more of a casual Terminator fan. I've only, seen it maybe twice.
It's a shame.
But, so that side of the Terminator, I have kind of a limited memory, but it's a fond one of kind of a ruthless hunter sort of deal. The second one, obviously, he had a bit of a character change.
Yeah.
So for me, that's Terminator because that's the one I've seen the most. I have no sort of sentimental attachment to it. I do find it very cool, and as the movies progress, Skynet growing and it's showing the future aspect of why he was sent back was cool to me as a casual guy of just, hey, this is cool. So, for me, that's probably no personal attachment.
Nothing too serious. What about you, Eric?
So I have a love-hate relationship with the T-800.
Okay.
Meaning that I love the first one, just him being the savage that he was in the first movie. And then just the complete switch, of course, in the second movie. I hated every other version of the T-800 after that movie because it was just a comic relief, really, more so than anything at the end of it. But as far as my love-hate relationship, it starts with this. First and foremost, I hate calories. That's the very
really.
first thing. I just hate calories.
All right.
I like the idea of calories. I just don't like Jai Courtney playing calories or original calories playing calories or Antoine Yelchin playing calories.
What's your beef with Kyle Reese, man?
My beef with the Kyle Reese is that he's from the future too, right?
Yeah.
Meaning that if you were this great soldier in the future, right, you've killed one of them in a futuristic time period where the advantage would really be to them.
To the Terminators?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you go back in the past where now you've taken the Terminator out of its element because now it's in its primitive nature, and you struggle the entire movie to kill something that's metal. I took him to a hardware store, magnets, all type of like, it could have ended that real smooth. But I guess that's beside the point because the objective was saving Sarah Connor. But I just didn't like one. He didn't look like a soldier. He looked like a GQ model. In that first movie, he really looked like
I thought he looked kind of like more like a regular guy to me, but I don't know.
He just looked like an Abercrombie and Fitch model.
Man, maybe I'm mistaken.
I was just like, I can't believe.
I think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe his face as a soldier. Like, you know who should have been Kyle Reese in that first movie? I think it would have made it that much more better.
Who?
Patrick Swayze.
I mean, he was probably busy at the time.
He probably was.
It's Swayze, like, come on.
He's probably,
I can't,
but
like...
he just looks more rugged.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with your casting choice.
He still gives you that thing that Kyle Reese brought to it.
Such a weird problem to have with him, though, man. I mean...
Yeah, man, look, I don't make the rules. I'm not saying I'm logical in this.
All right. I'm fair. I asked your opinion. So any deep history with the movie or anything?
As far as with the movie, I mean, my James Cameron is a genius, but I hate that man too. I really don't like James Cameron, man. Oh my god, like,
The love-hate relationship?
He is a genius. Like he's a diet Ridley Scott. If I can like, if I can like give an analogy, he's really a diet Ridley Scott. Like Ridley Scott is a genius who just appreciates all form of just. You know, I really had to look back at James Cameron after his comments about like the MCU in real cinema and stuff like that. Him and Martin Scorsese, just their takes on like, you're smart people. You guys are like
compare
smart.
the filmography and see how you feel about it.
Yeah, like, but if we're gonna act like a Terminator, Dark Fate, or like Avatar, where these like groundbreaking achievements in society. Like,
all right, look. Full disclosure, I haven't seen Avatar, but you know, Dark Fate was better than Genesis. I like Dark Fate.
Have you seen Pocahontas?
No.
Well, if you watch Pocahontas, you would watch Avatar.
You mean like the original Pocahontas? Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
So you've seen Avatar?
Yeah. Oh, well, in that case, yeah, you know, I'm all right. I don't need to see the reboot.
Avatar is just basically the Pocahontas tale with aliens and robots. There you go, mech suits. There you go.
I mean, that sounds cool, but it sounds long and unnecessary.
That describes the movie.
It is. It definitely is.
But I mean, I appreciate the retelling
and just the regurgitation of like Terminator 2. For all intents and purposes, I don't know why I like it so much. I don't know why that movie was so amazing when it's just the same exact plot from the first movie.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
The same exact plot from the first movie with another third act. It was just like, oh, okay, let's do a little.
See, I like the first Terminator better. I like the T-800 being the villain. I like the man versus machine aspect. I like when Kyle Reese comes back naked. First thing he does is, one, get clothing. Mm-hmm. Sure, from a homeless guy. I mean, that was a little fucked up. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's another reason I don't like Kyle Reese, man.
Hid in a clothing store, though. Jumped a cop, got his gun. Got the shotgun, modified it himself. Got the string around it, sawed off the stock so he could, you know, have it concealed. Plus, I don't know if you watched it recently. You said you hadn't. Do you guys remember the club scene? Mm-hmm. Alright, so you tell me that club scene as the slow motion goes on, and Schwarzenegger pulls out the fucking elephant killer, that giant handgun with the scope on it, names it Sarah Connor. Kyle Reese pulls out a shotgun from across the club, and you just see him fucking going off one after another, and he takes him down. You can't tell me that is not some of the coolest shit in the entire franchise through 6 fucking movies.
It is. Look, I'm not even gonna deny it. He's easily the best. Like the original Kyle Reese is easily the best.
Best protagonist in the franchise, in my opinion.
I do raise the point. Kyle Reese can't melt through bars, though, can he?
Well, no, but he's also not the antagonist in that one. I mean...
Right,
I get you. Easily. Like, honestly, to tell you the truth, the only second best. Sarah Connor is, like, my favorite.
That's fair. I mean, she is, you know, the main... one of the main people in the entire...
First movie, I was like, oh, goodness, I found myself rooting for the Terminator. Like,
you know, she was the final girl, though. It's all... Like, it's her first act, if you think about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know, okay. You got me there.
But I don't know why we devolved into talking about Kyle Reese. I'm just a fan. That's the reason why I love the first Terminator personally.
Yeah, no, he did his thing. I just didn't like his face. It may be petty of me to say, but I just didn't like his face.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a lot of people that feel that way about those, so I mean, I get it.
Yeah, so I was just like, I didn't like his face. But as far as what he did in the movie, I mean, he was definitely a phenomenal protagonist. I did think he went out like a sucker, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
He went out like a sucker.
He could have done a little bit better at the end. I think he was just a little tired. I mean,
Yeah, look, when your balls are empty, you make irrational decisions. Because you know, vagina don't hit like that in the 22nd century or whatever.
oh man, yeah, he really went for it when he went back in time.
Yeah, that's a
You gotta wonder too.
A time booty call.
Like if time travel did anything too to like your body and your fun, because I don't think he took any time to shower.
He did not.
I mean, that's a whole process we know nothing about.
That's that fresh off the court hooping penis.
it could be integrated into how they time travel. They just wash their dog between each trips.
They never covered the time travel, I guess, did they?
They didn't.
Yeah, like how it works.
Just a zap, right?
You just can't
zap.
carry anything with you. Yeah.
Yeah, you never got to show up butt ass naked.
The day you were born.
Yeah.
What if like the whole thing is the guy that designed it was just like curvy?
He was just
Like you could transport with full gear just fine.
Yeah.
Because transporting an atom is transporting an atom.
He's just telling
You
people
know?
you gotta be naked.
You
You
gotta
know,
be naked.
just this creepy guy in a lab coat scheming here, scribbling in a notebook.
So you're telling me I gotta strip down before I go through this portal?
Sure, yes, absolutely.
But the science on paper seems like I should be able to be fully clothed. I don't get why I have to be naked.
No, don't worry about it, sir. Just step right on in. You need to have your cheek spread for the machine for the zapping.
Can I put something within? Can I put it in my prison wallet?
Yes.
Okay, so that's fine. I can take something with me in my prison wallet.
But that could have been the intention behind the nakedness. To be honest,
I mean, we've
know.
never.
That's
done-
free
You can't
for
even
the
look at
fans.
movies the same.
Yeah. If you're wondering how those fan arts happen, it's this sort of logic.
The Rule 34 of it all just kind of spins in.
Yeah, these are the twists we didn't see coming.
Oh, God. Okay, so the T-800 himself, though, when he comes back naked, it's clearly to his advantage. I mean, he's the one who's got, like, the superhuman strength, the speed, all of that. I mean, he's tracking down Sarah Connors, just going through the phone book.
Going through the phone book.
I don't recall that scene specifically, but again, it's been a long time since I've seen it. The nakedness has stuck with me.
You remember when he first shows up, right?
Yeah, the nakedness has stuck with me.
Yeah, that's even Bill Paxton's in that scene, too. The only man to be killed by, I believe, the trifecta Predator, Xenomorph, and Terminator.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's iconic. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton.
Oh man, it's unfortunate he did pass away because he was one of my favorite actors when he would appear on screen because you knew he's dead. And
You just
he handled
knew.
it like a champ.
Yeah,
And
for
Wind
him,
Talkers
Sean
is-
Bean,
Mm-hmm.
both. They getting murked and everything. Shout out to that.
Yeah, poor Sean Bean. I mean, it's kind of fun though
He
to die.
never don't take a movie where he can't die.
If you guys are in a Bill Paxton scenario and you can be killed by one of the three, the holy or unholy trinity here, Xenomorph, Predator, Terminator, which one do you want to go out?
Xenomorph.
Damn. Alright.
Oh.
I'm going to go with like a hypothetical third Alien versus Predator movie, because even if it's trash, I could die from either or. I mean, I feel like it'd be a pretty cool on-screen appearance.
That's true.
Although if I had to choose, it'd definitely be Xenomorph. It's just a personal favorite. I think it'd be a lot more painful, though, than dying from a Terminator.
I mean,
As long as it's not a face hugger,
yeah.
I'm fine.
Ooh.
The face huggers are, those don't look cool.
Yeah, that'd be the worst way to go out. I just, through sheer, like, bravado, though, I just love to, like, go out in movie form from a Xenomorph. That'd be amazing.
And I think, well, technically with the Xenomorph, if I'm dying by Xenomorph, that's the quickest one.
Yeah.
Everyone, actually,
Terminator's probably just gonna shoot you, though. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Xenomorph's got a tail, a second mouth. It could just harvest you.
okay, now I'm changing it up here. I think I'm changing it up here. I might switch it to the Terminator now. Because I just want to die regular. I don't wanna
Quick.
get tortured. The Predator is out the question. That's the worst one. That's gonna be the worst one.
It's a game to the Predator, man. That's the problem.
He's gonna hunt me and
But
turn
in
my
this,
damn skull a soup stock or some shit like that. I'm good on that. I'm okay on that.
but I'm Bill Paxton in this scenario, and I, as Bill Paxton, feel like that would be great to hear as the Predator cuts him in half.
Oh, man.
I went for the cinematic, to be honest. Like, me personally, I wouldn't want to go that way. I feel you on the quickness,
but... die with the quickness, man.
Yeah.
If you're going to smoke me, step through, shotty in hand, doof, he's out of there. Like,
that would be a lot quicker, especially because it seems like the police, like even on the police station scene in the first Terminator, he just rolls in there and starts shooting people. It seems like they go out really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like the slow form of having a chest burster pop out or anything.
That's precision programmed aiming straight to your
and
heart.
And a better chance of living too.
I think I saw her in the interrogation room right up. Oh shit, I'm breathing though. It hurts, but I'm alive. Yeah, something about the first Terminator, just man versus machine, makes it a lot more gratifying for me than like you have the second Terminator, T2, T3, all the rest, Arnold Schwarzenegger or another Terminator going against. The antagonist, and sure, it's an upgraded version, but it's still more of an unstoppable killing machine than just a human with a shotgun would be. I always get more out of the first movie just for, like, that man versus machine feel to it.
I think what made the second movie, at least for me, and probably a lot of others too, obviously T-1000 added this element of... I want to compare it to Resident Evil 3 with Nemesis, how he's just like this relentless pursuer, just, bulldozing through shit, taking over helicopters. I think that, for me, that's what made the second one so cool. I really enjoyed Sarah Connor in the second one, too. And, of course, Little John was brave, so...
Hey, real quick, too, another issue I have with the movies as they go on, the franchise, they get to, bigger and bigger scale to the point where it's just too much for me. I like the nice, more or less contained feeling of the first one, where it sticks to, one building of destruction at a time. Maybe you have a chase scene, but it's not like the giant interstate, Golden Gate Bridge, massive, bigger set pieces. I just feel like it takes a little bit more and more away from what I enjoyed about the first one.
Yeah, and they're just ass. Those ones are just trash. We can just...
Do you have a ranking for them? Because I was going to ask you about this.
Okay, so I go T2 first, then Terminator second, and then concept, but not execution, Salvation, and then Terminator 3, and then...
I see you struggling right now, man.
I'm struggling so much, because I don't know whether to tie them both for last.
Ooh.
I'm going to go... Yeah, I got to tie them both for last.
Genesis and Dark Fate.
Dark Fate, they're both last. Because, and the crazy part about it is, each movie has, they have good concepts in it. At some point, it's a good concept, and you just be like, damn, why didn't y'all care more? As far as, the best Terminator to me, as far as antagonist, is from Dark Fate, that Rev 9. Just that concept of being able to split up and beat. That's a whole nother... That right there in itself made me watch that movie, because I was just like, damn, okay, this is...
No, I agree, man. If you want, I can give you my list a little more rapid fire, because I put a lot of thought into this.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
Alright, first Terminator, for reasons I mentioned, pretty contained set pieces, man versus machine. Kyle Reese is pretty cool. I love his improvising, getting the weaponry and all that stuff. T2, obviously, it's still technically better than the first one. A lot of things about it that are improved upon. It's the fan favorite. I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of being a hipster. I like T2, but, it's just, to me, Terminator 1's still better. So, the third one's going to be Salvation. I like it to being like Terminator War movie. It's not as much of the horror concept of you're being stalked by one guy or one antagonist. It's machines everywhere, people getting taken captive. You have Christian Bale, you have a lot of different versions of Terminators, like the tank versions. It's just a lot more going for it, in my opinion, than, for example, this next one, which is Dark Fate. Dark Fate at number 4 because I like Sarah Connor coming back. I like the story and how it kind of reboosts the franchise. Then it's going to be 3 because I don't have any strong feelings about it. Followed lastly by Genesis because I've seen it once and I can't do it again. I can't stand what they did to John Connor and I'm still insulted by it to this day. That's my take.
How I felt the passion on that.
I
felt the passion on that.
I will be sitting around randomly and I'll remember the time I watched Genesis and I'll just curse myself for I own the Blu-ray because I had so much faith in the franchise because I enjoyed Salvation. You got something, CJ?
Oh, a list?
No, just opinion, thoughts.
As far as the list goes, you know.
That's a hot take, man.
I watch it for Arnold, like most people do, but I do remember what I can take away from all of them is I definitely enjoyed the second one the most. I guess I'm not as hipsterish as I thought yet. I do have a lot of flannel, but as someone who watches it for the Arnold, what I've noticed is this character does become more of like a nostalgic thing to like, catch the older audience rather than focus on completely different plot aspects to do the story justice and build upon it more, maybe. So, I mean, my memory being what it is, kind of limited on it. Did he have a dick as a human? I'm pretty sure he did. Like with his skin on the T-800.
They don't show it, but I think that's why.
I'm pretty sure it's heavily implied.
Right, that's why they shoot it the way they do.
But I remember him in his complete robot form, without the flesh on. He don't have a...
Endoskeleton?
Yeah, he don't have a dick.
He doesn't have a robot dick?
His robot dick
there's no
does
bone.
age.
I mean, there's no bone, though, in the dick. It's just muscle. So I guess, if that was just the tissue on the human form...
If I was a robot and you put a dick on me, it better be robotic, because us as men, we're competing against robots every day. We just don't realize it.
You got a hot take, Saha?
This was... I'm not even acting like I was prepared for that, because I wasn't prepared for that. But
I apologize.
I do. I mean, look, here's the thing. Like, that was a very passionate take. I understand that. I understand it. Like,
we compete with machines every day, man.
If I'm a Terminator, send me back with the motherfucking... send me back the T-850. Send me back that way.
Hey, did you know before the T-800, there's actually a T-600 or T-650? It looked a lot less realistic with a plastic latex skin. I don't know what media it actually showed up in, but I found it in my research for the T-800.
So that implies a bigger the number than the model, right?
Yeah.
What was the T1?
AAA battery. You said you had a... sorry.
Okay. So between Genesis, right? So you dislike Genesis for what they did to John Connor, right?
I have a lot. The first act. Don't get me wrong. The first act was amazing, though.
I didn't mind what they did to John Connor. I just hate everybody else in the movie.
All right. I like the actor for John Connor.
It just seemed like he was the only one who was actually acting in the movie.
Great actor.
Yeah, he's the only person who's actually acting in the movie. Jack Courtney, man, is anyone who I didn't want to play Calories, it would be Jack Courtney. If they said, hey, here's a list of people who could play Calories, who do you not want to do it? I would immediately try to find his name and say Jack Courtney. I want Jack Courtney to play Calories. I just don't believe Jack Courtney's face. Jack Courtney has the weirdest face ever. But that's not even the hot take. The hot take is Genesis and Dark Fate could have easily been great movies if people cared. If they just, because it's really, honestly, to tell you the truth, they're both pander fest. They're both just movies where it's just let's pander to everybody involved. Right?
Really figured out more high opinion of Dark Fate, honestly.
Yeah, man, it honestly, to tell you the truth, if it didn't pander as much as it did, I would actually enjoy the movie. And then it had 8 of the worst scenes that I've ever seen in cinema.
Hot damn. 8 of the worst.
8 of the worst scenes that
we don't want to get into spoilers just yet. I'd rather save that discussion for a later point.
I feel you. No spoiler. Don't see it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
You can't spoil it if you don't see it.
The bad part about that was James Cameron was when they were promoting the movie, it was James Cameron is back with the franchise. And just so.
It left a better taste in my mouth than 3 in Genesis. I'm just going to put that out there.
Yeah,
so would you say it was more like James Cameron just wanted to cash a check in and pay his house payment?
Man, he was like Arnold Schwarzenegger himself. Arnold Schwarzenegger has been earning that check since that third when he said, look, this is a character I can run into the ground. Let me run it into the ground.
Yeah.
You guys got any closing thoughts on the T-800? Anything else?
T-800 is great, man. This the concept of the T-800 is immaculate. It's great. I just played with the T-800 with Mortal Kombat, so.
They did just add them, didn't they?
Yeah, so I enjoy playing in that concept with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but goodness, they ruined that character. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I think that after the second one, they should have never used the T-800 again. I
agree. I feel like it was an outdated model. It just got a little repetitive and it only came back for the star power of Schwarzenegger. But I like the initial concept and design. I mean, they really put a lot of work into it. I don't necessarily know. I would say it's probably the best character design because if you think about it, the second guy is just a liquid, special effect. The third woman, if you guys recall, was this weird robotic, like, blue light type thing. She wasn't, I don't know, she's more aerodynamic. I like the endoskeleton design of the T-800 more. CJ?
Yeah, that endo design does have a very metal, and no pun intended.
I didn't think that they didn't get it right until, like outside of his, like I said, the Rev 9 from Dark Fate.
Rev 9 was great.
Is like, because he actually has an endoskeleton. It makes sense with the liquid skeleton on top of it. So that makes sense.
When I was looking up information about the T-800, by the way, one point I definitely wanted to make, I have an issue with his weaknesses that I found on the website. I think it was on like a robot supremacy wiki or something, but it was like his weaknesses. Putting a pipe bomb shoved in his midsection, melting him in molten steel, shooting him with 50 caliber rounds with uranium tips or something ridiculous. I'm like, alright, so in all these scenarios that you can readily access these, things, that's great, but practically speaking, I don't see a lot of options of getting rid of one of these things. I mean, does that really qualify as a weakness if you have to blow it up from the inside?
I don't know, maybe.
Technically, yeah, yes and no.
I mean,
you say yes and no.
It's just an overkill at that point, though.
Yeah, I mean, you can do different variations of just in Terminator 2, like just them happening to come past a goddamn liquid nitrogen truck.
I'm just talking about the T-800 specifically, though. Like, talking about his weaknesses, you have to do some really over-the-top shit just to take him out.
But can you, just keep throwing grenades at him?
Probably. You just have to make sure he's not coming at you or armed.
Yeah.
One might bounce up in him. So, if my memory is correct...
Prison wall.
Maybe. You might get lucky. If my memory is correct, he is, visibly older in a later movie, right?
Yeah.
So my biggest critique of the T-800 is he aged.
Well, that's part of his infiltration unit settings.
I know, but I just wanted to reference the name of the podcast.
I brought that up earlier. It's supposed to age so he blends in, but theoretically, especially if you put him in power saver mode, it goes 40% spending. I mean, they can go for well beyond 120 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, so technically skin does age, but that's more of just an infiltration, get inside the resistance for apparently multiple years at a time. I don't know what their end game there was. I thought it was just to seek out and kill.
You think that was pre-written lore?
Yeah,
not really, but, I'm willing to accept it.
My other critique of the T-800 is, why was he dumber than what he was?
You upgrade them, each model, they upgrade manually.
Because, so because they went back to the 80s, right? They had car phones and shit like that. Like palm trees and car phones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's way more advanced than that.
True.
So how come he isn't, creating shit?
I don't think he needed to. I think his basic principle is just to get weapons, which he managed to do effortlessly. I can't remember how he got the money or bought them.
So Skynet is the stupidest, smartest organization. That's why they didn't win the war.
Yeah, I mean, allegedly. It may still be going on. Let's see if we get another Terminator.
I don't know why they didn't, there's a lot of questions I have for Skynet. Why they didn't send them back, send two back, send one back, and then send another one back the day before.
I'd be willing to go on a further discussion, actually, with more movies later on if you guys are up for it.
Yeah. I have so many questions, man.
You guys have anything you want to plug? Online handles, projects, things like that?
Yes. My podcast, Wise Words from the Stubborn Man. You can find that on everything that you listen to podcasts. And then everything except for Facebook. Saha Cool.
My plug, it's always going to be just keep checking in out on Red Lens. Sure enough, as the sun sets on your ass in the morning, we will come out with something. We will film something. So just check in at Red Lens. This is my only plug.
Go to redlensproductions.com. It'll redirect you to our YouTube page. We're also on Facebook. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at red_lens_p, as well as at robots that don't age. Thanks for listening, guys.